Okay. Hello.
Hi.
Okay. So I'm Muslim and I would like to understand like what is going on here.
Sure. I'm a Christian, and by reading the Quran, I've seen some things that would disqualify Allah from being God. God being all powerful, all knowing, stuff like that, right? So
Okay, so you're the unguided.
I am the guided, actually.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, so I believe that the ones who think that Allah is God are the unguided ones. I'm on the straight path. Okay. So, for example, you and I would agree that God, by definition, is all powerful, right?
Most definitely.
All right, good. So my question to you is this. If Allah wanted to, could he have a son?
No.
So he's not all powerful.
He is, but that's not in his attributes to do something like that.
Right. It's not in his attributes to be able to have a son if he wanted to. So therefore, he's not all powerful.
He's not a creation, right? Son, biological, that's limited to like this species, this creation. God is not like us. He's not, your brain is limited and it cannot even fathom that there is this being that's not like a son, father, biological thing like that. So that does not apply to him.
I see. So do you know that you just went against what your Quran says?
Nothing I said went against my holy Quran.
Yeah, your Quran says that if Allah wanted to, he could have a son. He would just take one from one of his creations.
So what's your issue?
Well, you just contradicted the Quran.
How did I contradict the Quran?
You said that Allah couldn't have a son if he wanted to when the Quran says he could.
Because you would try to use it and twist it. So I'm not going to fall for that.
I think that you fell for your own self because you're over anticipating.
If you are accepting the Quran as the truth, if you are then you accept it in its entirety. Okay? Don't try to twist certain things.
Right. So
and honestly, this is a simple topic.
I agree.
Son and father.
I agree.
That's a simple. What is something that you have that's deeper?
Well, I think that simplicity is always effective. You know, not all of us can go super deep. I'm a very simple man myself. I'm not the smartest bunch. So the simple arguments and the simple concepts to me resonate and usually resonates with the viewers. So I would say this. So then can I re-ask you the question now that we know what the Quran says? Could Allah have a son if he wanted to?
No. I know what you mean. And I know that you're saying it's in the Quran, but I don't want to say such a thing.
Right. Okay.
I don't want to affirm such a thing.
But you would be okay to affirm that because Allah affirms it himself in the Quran. So you wouldn't be. So take the Quran's word for it. Whatever the Quran says, I agree with it. So do you believe that Allah, if he wanted to, could have a son?
In the sense as birth one?
Yeah.
He's not like us. He's not like his creation.
But he says that he could do it if he wanted to. So do you believe him?
In the sense as in he's unlimited in power and can do anything. Anything you can imagine.
Anything you can imagine.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, good. So it looks like we're on the same page that if Allah wanted to, because he's all powerful and could do anything you can imagine, he could have a son if he wanted to. Correct?
He can do anything he wants. Anything you can.
So because I want to hear you say it. So he could, if he wanted to, have a son. Correct?
I just say personification and biologic. I don't want to do that. So whatever you're saying, we can put a check.
No, because I want you to, because you're a Muslim. I don't want us to check something that you're not comfortable with saying. If you're not comfortable with affirming what Allah said about himself, just say that.
No, I am, but I don't want to use these words
But he uses these words. See, I'm not giving you something he didn't say himself. He uses these words.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, sure.
Good. So Allah can have a son. He has the same attributes that we do. He could have a son if he wanted to.
Yes.
Ooh, that's tough. Now, let me ask you this.
Okay.
If he wanted to have a son, Could he do it by himself, or would he need a wife?
See, this is such a weird thing to like get into. Like, I don't even want to imagine such.
You wanted deep.
Like,
you wanted to get deep though, didn't you?
But not like, this is simple. That's what I'm saying. Like the overall, what you're covering, like, can God like give, like, you know, have a wife and like give birth and stuff like that. Like that's not something that he does or he needs to do because he's self-sufficient.
I agree. It's not something that he does, nor does he need to do it, which isn't my question. My question is, could he if he wanted to? Could he have a son? Like, okay, we already said that he could if he wanted to, but would he need a wife to have the son, or could he have a son by himself?
I mean, of course, if he says be, like, it would be. He doesn't need, he's self-sufficient. He can do whatever he wants.
Exactly. So if he couldn't do that by himself, then that would that would show that he's not all powerful, right?
Right.
And therefore it wouldn't be God, because God is all powerful.
Sure. Okay.
So you and I agree that Allah is not all powerful, because he also says this in chapter 6, verse 101 of the Quran. He says, how can Allah have a son when he doesn't have a wife? So according to this verse, in order for Allah to have a son, he would need a wife. He couldn't do it by himself.
Okay. So pull up the verses side by side.
Okay.
Is there a way for you to do that?
Yes. Let me get this for you. Let me go ahead and kind of minimize my YouTube stream a bit. All right. Okay. So chapter 6, verse 101. I'm going to pull that up and I'm going to show it on the screen for you so you can see it. And then we'll look at the other verse also that says he could, if he wanted to take a son, he could have taken it from any of his creation. All right. So that's 6:101. All right. And actually I'm having a brain fart. Guys, what's that verse where it says if he wanted to, he could take a son from his creation? What's that verse, guys? Text it to me if you, don't text it to me because I'm not going to get anything. Guys, what's that verse? I'm having a brain fart. We were just using it too, by the way. Where's 100 when you need them? Someone else said that they forgot. Help me. 30, which one is it? Is it 39.4 or 34.9? I'm getting all different type of answers. You guys suck. 39.4. All right. 39.4. So let's pull that up too. Let's pull up that Quran. 39 verse 4. Yes, here it is. All right. So let's go ahead and pull this tab out. Let's put this up here. Let's pull this tab out like this. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. So I'm going to open my screen for you. Okay. So this is the one that says that he could have a son if he wanted to. Okay. So it's chapter 39, verse 4. Are you with me, sister?
Yes.
All right. So it says, had Allah willed to take a son, he could have chosen whom he pleased out of those whom he created. But glory be to him. He is Allah, the one, the irresistible. So if he wanted to take a son, he could have, if he wanted to. Could have chosen anything from any of his creation to have a son. And he could have done it. But over here, this verse says that he would need a wife to do it. He is the originator. Chapter 6, verse 101. He is the originator of the heavens and the earth. How can he have children when he has no wife? He created all things and he is the all-knower of everything.
There you go. There's your answer.
What do you mean?
It says he has no wife. Like he's asking you, right?
Yeah. He's saying
how can he do this if he has no wife?
Exactly.
He's asking you. Then he's telling you, because he is the creator of all things.
Well,
the all-knower.
Well, no, it's denying that he has a son. And it's saying, how can he have a son? How can he have children when he has no wife? Okay, so he created all things and he is the all-knower of everything. It's rejecting this idea that Allah has a partner and has any children. It's rejecting it, saying that he would need a wife to have a son. So because he doesn't have a wife, he doesn't have children, and just everything is just his creation, not his children. You get what I'm saying? No, because I'm telling you that it answers it right there. So it's asking you, right? Like, how can he have children when he has no wife, right? Like, how can he have no children when he has no wife? Yes. So he's answering it by saying he is the creator of all things. No, it's not answering the question. It's telling you that he's just the creator of all things. The problem is that Allah cannot have a son without a wife, and he is just the creator of all things. You are just his creation. You're not his sons or his daughters. You're not. Right. So you're just his creation. That's it. So it's amongst other things. Well, no. Well, I mean, so you can be all these other things. Let's give you that. except for his children. You get it?
God is not limited.
Well, this verse says he is.
No, but how, when he's saying, literally he ends it, right? Like it's a poem, okay? That's how you read the entire Quran, actually. It's just a poem. So he's ending it with like the glory. It's not ending it with like, I'm limited. Like I would not be able to, like, I'm so weak. Like I would not be able to have a son if I didn't have a wife. Duh. Like I need my creation. We're like the last of these like beings that we know of.
I don't get the conclusion there. It's literally rejecting this idea that Allah has any children. And one of the objection is because he doesn't have a wife. You're just his creation. He can't have children if he doesn't have a wife.
First of all, God is not like that, to have like a spouse and things like that. Like we don't like associate that with him.
He did. So remember, we just saw it. He just said,
so he's like trying to tell you basically, like he's trying to fix your idea of what you think God is. Like your idea of God is so like, it's illogical for you to think what you think about Jesus being God. So he's trying to fix your logic with this verse.
It has nothing to do with Christians. It's not addressing Christians. It's addressing the polytheists.
Okay. Well, you know.
So it's addressing the polytheists. But I would agree with you that this would apply to an objection to Christianity when, I mean, kind of, but not really, because Allah seems to think that people believe that he has children by sexual intercourse, that's the only way to have kids, which is not the Christian belief. So he doesn't even know what we believe. He gets our belief wrong when he addresses it. Let me ask you this. Did Mary have Mary had a son, right? Was she married when she had a son? No, she wasn't, right? She didn't have intercourse in order to have Jesus. She was a virgin, right? Yet she was able to have a son without a consort, without a husband.
Of course.
How was that able to be done?
Because if God says be, then it will be.
So how was it then that Mary was able to have a son without a husband, but Allah can't have a son without a wife?
Allah can do anything.
Except have a son without a wife.
No, he tells you in that verse that he can do anything. He created all things. Okay. So
are they his children?
No, we don't think that he doesn't do things that humans do, like have kids and have wives, and that's not what he does.
Right. So he can't have.
He existed long before the idea of humans, like long before like we existed. There's so many things before us. He's not like going to come in like the flesh of a human for us. Like that's not going to happen.
Okay.
We're not like that. I mean, like we are so important in a sense, but like you really think like, I don't know, like we're not like we need God, but God like doesn't need us.
Let me
certain things like that, like make yourself like, be crucified and stuff like that.
Well, let me change directions a bit with you. Why do you believe that Islam is the truth? For you specifically, if you were to give me the best reason why Islam is the truth, why? What is it?
Because I believe in goodness. So I like see what promotes goodness.
Okay.
So like I'm a female, right? So like it's important for me that like men don't sexualize me or objectify me. So like in Islam, I'm so protected, right? Like I'm covered and I don't have to conform to society and get certain things done to my body that I'm never going to be happy with because nobody's going to see it, right?
Gotcha.
Only my maker, hold on.
Ooh. Just wait for the sister to come back. Make sure you guys are liking this live. Make sure you guys are liking, especially if you're liking this conversation and if you like where this is about to go, hit that like button. If you guys like where this is about to go, it's that time.
Okay, not you're like low key kind of freaking me out. But okay, whatever.
Don't be scared.
Hold on, I don't know what what did I get myself into? Low key, but
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so, but but do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, yes, I understand.
For like a religion that's promoting goodness, right? Like to me, that's good. So these like Muslim countries, right? Like where there's mostly covered women, like this is good. Like this, okay, like this path is like good. And then like the Christian countries, there's like so much like promiscuity is just rampant. Like anybody like that meet eventually or whatever, like, right, it's so rampant. So like I would want to deter from, and that's just one example.
Okay, well let's go with that. I like your answer, actually, that you lean towards Islam and you believe it's true because it promotes goodness and you see the fruition of its goodness. As a matter of fact,
I think that the religion, right, that you like, right, when you're assessing, right?
Yeah,
like,
when you're assessing.
Want to follow goodness.
So let me address this, okay? Okay? Because I like what you said. However, so if a religion is not professing goodness, right, then it would show that it is actually not from God, because God is good. He would not promote evil or wrongdoing. Would you agree?
But goodness on like what scale?
On the scale that you just said, like, for example, the protection of women, the non-objectifying women, right? Seeing, let's just talk about women as a whole.
When I'm not, So if I think like really quickly, some top things, like that's going to be like my top 5.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Start with that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll stick with that.
Allow rules and stuff to take form.
But let's stick with that.
Makes sense.
Let's stick with this. Good. Let's stick with this. So the treatment of the goodness and treatment of women, morality, is a thing that you are like, that's number 1 for you. That's how you see that Islam is the truth. Got you. Do you have a Quran on you, by the way? If not, I could just show it on the screen. It sounds like you also got your kids with you. So I could do the work for you and just put it on the screen.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So I'm going to pull up chapter 4 and I'm going to pull up verse 34. Okay. All right. Chapter 4, verse 34.
Cool.
Okay. Here it is. You just go ahead. It actually kind of starts off like it's pretty good. We'll see. You see it? You see the screen? I'm about to read it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So it says, men are the managers of the affairs of women, for that God has preferred in bounty one of them over the other. And for that, they have expended of their property. Righteous women are therefore obedient, guarding the secret of God's guarding. And those you fear may be rebellious. So it's talking about how to treat your wives, right? Those who you fear may be rebellious, admonish them, banish them to their couches, and beat them. If they then obey you, look not for any way against them. God is all high, all great. Do you think that this is good to teach that not even if you did anything wrong, but if you fear she may do something wrong, you can beat your wife. Man can beat their wife.
So let's break this down, because you're not even the word property. That's women. So like, what are you using? First of all,
this is the Quran. This is chapter 4, verse 34.
I know, but property, like all of my Qur'ans say women.
No, what are you talking about?
First of all, like you're like making like, no, and that's not the only word. There's so many words in this that's like, it's
this word right here. This word is property. Look.
But it's the most negative word that you can think of. Like it's
okay. I hear you. Let's go to the Arabic. It breaks down the Arabic. So let's look at it word for word. Let's go to that word property. Let's see what it was. Okay. So your women, because bestowed Allah, some of them over others, and because they spend from, the word is wealth.
Let me read it. Let me read mine. Okay, mine is not like nasty like yours.
What do you mean? The word is wealth or property in the Arabic.
Okay, let me read mine.
It's not women.
Everybody agree. Okay, that the way that yours is phrasing it, like there's something wrong.
Really?
So it says
something wrong with the Quran.
Husbands are the protectors and maintainers of their wives, because Allah has given the one more strength than the other, right? Like men are stronger than women.
Yeah.
And because they support them from their means to provide for them.
Yeah. So the means. Wait. So the means are their property, right? And their expenses, their wealth. They spend of their wealth or their property on the women. Like they take care of them, right?
Well, yeah, like whatever, I guess.
Yeah. So it wasn't necessarily. So I think you misunderstood what I had on the screen. It wasn't saying that the women are property. It was saying that they spend their property on them.
There were some other I guess I just wanted to read it from mine because I would just.
Sure. Go ahead.
Sorry. So from their means, therefore, the righteous women are devoutly obedient and guard in the husband's absence what Allah would have them guard. As to those women on whose part ye fear disloyalty and ill conduct, admonish them first. Refuse to share their beds. Spank them, but if they return to obedience, okay, seek not against them means, for Allah is most high and great. So this is referring to the women, like the women on OF. So it's just telling women like slap them straight a little bit, but not like literally.
Wait,
like,
so you
like,
you think that it's okay for a husband to slap his wife?
it's not referring to husband and wife.
It is. This is literally talking about husband and wife. Literally. It says men are the...
If the wife, okay, whatever, if she's married or if she's not married, right? Like if she just strays and she's getting on OF or whatever, like he needs to like slap her silly.
So
right? Like,
it's okay for a man to hit a woman. You think that's good?
But not like abuse. Don't abuse her. Like you.
So again, I'll ask you again. Is it okay? Is it good for a man to beat his wife?
In the sense of like, girl, what are you doing? You're like somebody.
She's paused, so she probably got a call or something. All right, you're back?
Oh, did I leave you?
Yeah, something happened. I don't know what happened.
Oh, it literally says spank. So it's telling you like
it says beat them, actually. It says the word is strike them, not spank, but it's okay.
Yeah,
we'll go with that.
That's why I didn't like your definition. It seems like you're just using like the worst word.
Well, no, that's the word in Arabic. The word in Arabic, duraba, means to strike them. Look,
I know.
I'm about to pull it up.
Like, yeah, there's many. But in this context, right? Like
this context.
we're talking about women's rights, right? Like this is a feminine, like we're appealing to like women.
Yeah. So do you think that it's good? Do you think that it's good for women's rights that men are able to hit them?
This is telling me like if I like did something bizarre,
no,
right?
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. It says if you fear that she may be rebellious. So you don't even have to do something. If they fear that you might do something or might be disobedient, they can strike you. Just to let you know, when you pause, I can't hear you. So. Okay,
sorry, I didn't. There's a pop-up. Okay, no, it's not. What are you talking about fear? The men is not fearing.
Yes, it is. Look, it says, and you can even read it in your own translation as well. Right before it talks about admonishing them, it says, if you fear, look, and those you fear may be rebellious. So, if you think that they might be rebellious, not that you actually wasn't rebellious.
Yes. Okay. Keep going.
Right. Admonish them, banish them to their couches, right? So don't sleep with them.
What does admonish them mean?
Like correct them.
So it's like verbally. Telling you, like verbally telling you, okay, and then, if they don't listen, then.
If they don't, no, it doesn't say if they don't listen. These are all things that you do. And it's not.
No. It's like why would you just, no, you have to, like, if she's going to engage in something that's wrong, right? Like, you're not going to just spank her. You're going to tell her first.
It doesn't say that she's engaging in anything wrong.
It says, look, admonish them first.
It doesn't say first. That's not in the Arabic.
Okay, admonish them first. And
why do you keep doing that? It doesn't say first. In the Arabic,
it's not telling you to.
Yes.
One is greater than the other, right? So first you're talking to her, right? Habibi, whatever. Then next, you're gonna not, if she doesn't listen, now you're not gonna sleep with your wife. You're just like telling you like, okay, refrain from like the intercourse with her. She's gonna yearn for you.
And then do what? Right?
And then you have to lightly.
It doesn't say lightly. It doesn't say lightly. Don't do that.
Yours, that's what I'm saying. Yours is taking the, like, it's the same meaning, but your words are like the most like
it's what the Quran says. It's what the Quran says. It's not mine.
It's like, no, you're reading it like that's what I'm saying. Like, you maybe go find another Quran. Go find one more. No, seriously. You're not reading.
You're right. You know what? This Quran's corrupted. Let me choose another one. That's
what I'm saying. Like, don't use words like that. Okay, that's why I said it's the same meaning, but you're using the most negative synonyms.
What do you mean negative synonyms? That's what it says.
So even the word property is so negative that I immediately was like, I could, and even before that,
another one says scourge them. Ooh, that's tough. Scourge them. Do you know what to scourge means?
Like,
that means you beat the mess out of something. You beat it up. That's what this. I got a different. You asked me to get a different one. I got a different one. Want another one? Let's get a different one. That one's corrupted too. What did Yusuf Ali say? All right, this one says beat them. But in parentheses, which is not in the actual text, the commentator adds lightly. This is not in the Quran. They add this. This is what it says. Beat
Yes,
them.
because this is yes. It's clarification for you. People who speak Arabic, they understand. Okay, this is clarification for you to help you.
All right, so I got you. I got you.
Saying, I don't want to use the ones that are trying to help me. I want to stick to this one that makes it look like you do.
I used 3 of them. You said the first one was corrupted. You didn't like the second one that said to scourge you, and so this one says beat them.
It's okay. It's okay.
So look, this is my question. All right.
I do see
do you think it's okay to give a permission for a man to beat his wife, even lightly? You think that that's okay for women's rights?
So the word beat and lightly, like, I don't think they go in the same sentence together. Because
they don't.
Say beat before you even say lightly, I've already have a vision of like what.
Good. I'm glad.
Okay, so I don't say beat. You can't say like beat lightly.
Well, that's it. Thank you.
So it's not. So that's what I'm.
Hold on. You keep pausing, sister. When you pause, when you leave the app. Yeah. Whenever you leave the app, it's gonna pause you, and I can't.
I'm not leaving the app. It's my connection. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So look, this is my question. It's a simple question for you and I. Is it ever okay for a man to beat his wife?
No. And no man in Islam should beat his wife, and we don't promote that.
Well, the Quran does.
No. First of all, okay, I gotta go. Oh my God. Okay.
If you need to go, it's okay. Like, follow me. We could continue this next time.
No, I just want to explain it really quickly. I don't want to end on that. That's so bad. So don't exaggerate it, okay? Don't exaggerate it, right? Like,
I am not exaggerating. We just read.
I know. But Islam is very firm. So he's like, Allah is telling you.
I see.
Yeah, no, he's like he's describing like
it's firm.
You know, like he's describing like what you should do in a situation like this.
Yes.
She's like OF, right? You go and you talk to her.
It doesn't say OF.
Listen, huh?
What is OF? Are you saying OnlyFans?
Yeah.
No,
I'm saying the level of disloyalty and ill conduct. If it's
it don't
like
say nothing like. Look, it says if you fear disobedience, if you even think that she might disobey you. So you have to obey him, right? You can't resist. If you might rebel against him, against his orders, this is what he can do. He can correct you. He can send you. He can not sleep with you, or he can beat you. Or I'm sorry, not or and he can beat you.
If it applied to something simple, right, like a simple discussion, like almost daily, I think husbands and wives like have simple discussions, and like he's gonna be like, don't disobey me or whatever, but like y'all laugh it off, right? Like that can happen on a daily basis.
So he can laugh it off by pimp slapping her, huh?
No, and that I mean laugh it off like as in you don't like. We don't take it seriously. Sis. Like if my husband says, let's go get pizza, and I say, no, let's go get like chicken.
Sis.
And you're thinking that's like, I'm disobeying him. So no, it's not talking about simple level like that. It's talking about like, if you're doing something like really nasty, like you're on OF, right? It's referring to stuff like that, not simple things.
Sister, you're making excuses for something that is inexcusable, and you know it. That's why it's a struggle. Look, this is what the Bible says. I'm gonna leave you with this. This is Ephesians chapter 5. This is what the Bible says. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it, that he may sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word. So you see, look, so ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loves himself. For no man ever yet hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it, even as the Lord, the church. So just as God loves the church, meaning the believers, the body of Christ, the churches are people who believe. Just as Christ, the Lord, loves the church and he gave himself for us, the Bible says the husbands are to do the same to their wives. That's how we're supposed to act, how God acts towards us. Not beating them, not striking you even lightly. Do you see the difference? Because Christianity is just like very like supple. It's very like, oh, love. And Islam is very like firm. So you're going to get into real like which one would you say is better? One that says to beat your wife or one that says to love your wife? Which one is better? No. That's not the way that it's saying it, right? Islam is breaking down like everything that you go through in marriage. Yours is just saying like, love your husband, love your wife. It says men, look at this, sister. Look, men, so ought men to love their wives as their own bodies.
Duh, God is gonna say that, duh. But don't you need something more than that when you're like freaking married? Like, don't you need some more like?
This is what you need right here to make sure that you're.
What else? What else does it like?
Since you're supposed to love your wife just as you love your own body, would a man beat his own self if he loves himself? Would he beat himself?
First of all, who's beating who? No, in Islam, there's no beating. No
sister,
beating.
Just answer the question. Would a man beat himself if he loves himself?
Don't try to trap me, God logic. There is no beating in Islam.
I like you a lot, man. You're fun.
Oh, okay, well, anyways, I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
All right, bye. Thank you.
Take care. Have a good day.